we're going to take these wooden eggs and I'm going to show you how I turn mine into little bunnies. At the end of the video, you'll see the finished little bunny. I'm Vicky, and this is the Purple Penguin Craft Room. Let's get started. We're gonna start, these are larger eggs. These are I believe the 2.5, almost 3-inch eggs. They have like a flat bottom, and that's not a big deal. That actually helps so they don't roll around on you. We're just going to take some twine. This is a bigger twine that I got at Walmart. I'm actually going to use some that are a little bit smaller. This is also from Walmart. Um, this is just a little bit thinner. I think I like it a little bit better. So basically, we're just going to start this. And I'm doing this project with tacky glue because these eggs are smooth and I don't feel like the hot glue is going to stay on them very well, and I just don't want to deal with it. I just bring out my tacky glue, you guys. You know me, I always love my tacky glue. So we're just going to take our tacky glue. I still want it to be a flat surface because I still want them to sit down on this flat surface. So we're just going to take the glue and just kind of go around the outside of it. Quite a bit there. And then actually to start this, we're just going to, super easy, we're just going to lay it down and just start wrapping it around. And the good thing about this, without being with the hot glue, is the fact that you don't have to worry about burning your fingers. And if it's not quite in the right place, you can move it around. So that's always a bonus. And I'm just getting started here on the bottom, and then I'm going to show you, we're going to turn it upside down and get it to where it's going to be a little bit easier. Now when I do these, I like to sit in front of the TV, just break out a TV tray. Maybe you have a coffee table that you like by your TV. So this is something kind of tedious. So now we're just going to turn it upside down. This is just a silicone mat, so definitely don't have to worry about it sticking to my silicone mat. But I like to have it up against the surface to make sure that it's going to stay up against the surface there. And then we just continue. Just add some glue where we need it. To do a couple rows at a time. Super easy to do, like I said. And you can go more snug with it if it was a little more dry. So if you want to like do a little bit of it at a time, let it dry, and then you can continue on and do more. You can totally do that. So I wrapped it all the way to the bottom. You can see that the bottom stayed flat. And we wrapped it all the way to the top. Sorry, not the bottom. We wrapped it from the bottom all the way to the top. But I left probably a good like 3/4 of an inch open. And I'm going to leave that for just a second. And we'll come back to that. And I'll show you what that's all about. We'll come back to that. Meanwhile, we want to do ears and feet. Want to do ears and feet on a little bunny, and I'm going to show you how I kind of do this little process. And I take thin cardboard. These are actually from Fat Quarters that you can get at like when you get fabric in the Fat Quarters or whatever they call them, fabric quarters or whatever. Typically they will have thin cardboard in there, and I love to use these. I have one that I've already kind of cut onto, so we'll try to do that. What I like to do is I'm totally do it by eye, right? And so I'm gonna take my little bunny body, and I want to see how big do I want his ears to go. So I kind of want process like so. I'm guessing I at least want them from this point to this point. We're gonna start at the top, and I'm gonna make an ear, but we're gonna do basically an oval, but we're making it like a dewdrop. So it starts skinny, goes out a little bit, and then dives in. Like so. Then we just cut it out. You can also do this with like cardstock. You could do this with like, if you do like, you know, mac and cheese boxes, cereal boxes. you know, whatever, or file folders you can get at the Dollar Tree. You can get like the manila file folders. That's a like a thicker cardstock, almost paper-like. So then we have our ear. Now, we're just going to take our ear and see if that's what I want for my bunny. I love that. That's a great size. So we're just going to take our ear now, and I've got some hard felt. This is that stiffer felt. This one, I probably got it at Joann's. I usually get most of my felt from Joann's, but now there's no more Joann's. So try and find stiff felt wherever you can. Hobby Lobby does have a pretty decent section, but I mean, it's not the greatest all the time, but I need to look for a new place like online or something, I'm guessing. But we'll figure it out. We're just going to take our little ear like so, and I'll just use this as a template. If you have a better way of making ears, I mean, go ahead, make your own ears the way you want to make them. But this is just showing you how I put my ears together. Obviously, we're going to need two. I'm just going to show you on one. Obviously, it would be times two. And then we're going to take, this is just some burlap wire. You can get burlap in any form, wire, or just, you can buy it by the yard, whatever. And you can get in different colors. I just like the pure natural. And we're just gonna go ahead and put it like this. Obviously, I can get two out of this. Sometimes I like using this burlap ribbon because it's got smaller holes in it, because you know burlap has the holes in it, and so there's that. And we just use that, easy peasy. And then basically whatever color you use for your stiff one, it's going to be what's going to show through. So I could use pink, and then the pink would show through if you wanted to do it that way. I just prefer to do the brown. And then we can do a second one, obviously. But before I glue that down, I'm going to take some floral wire. I've got some thin gauge floral. I believe this is 24 gauge, I believe. And so it's really, really thin. And basically, I want to see how much of we want it to come out. Probably about at least a ½ inch. And then I want it to come up to the top. So I'm just going to bend it in half like so. Now you don't have to do this step if you don't want to. I wanted to be able to form my ears if I want to or not. So I'm just doing that. So I folded it in half. We're going to take the bottom here and just kind of twist it together. Just take our wire cutters, get that off. I'm just going to spread this out just a little bit. So it's like so. And then we're going to put it in our ear. Then we're going to take our glue. And glue it in there. And I'm using the tacky glue because I don't want to burn my fingers. Just make it easier, because it will squish through this. Totally okay with. So it looks white right now. The little ear, it looks white, but it's not. It will dry with that that dark brown showing through. And then we still have our little wire to put in our egg. Now I kind of want a trim around the edge, and so we're just going to take some more of the cord and just do along one side. And there's going to be a little bit of dry time with this project, obviously. With any of my projects, I usually, like I said, I have multiple projects going because I've got some dry time going. But it's no big deal. You just have to plan ahead a little bit. Sometimes I also do housework. Get the laundry done when I am waiting for things to dry. So basically, I just went down one side, cut it off, and went down the other side. Again, this is obviously showing all the glue, which is fine because it won't look like that when it's done. Okay, once the ears, like I said, these are still not completely dry. That's why you still see white on them. No big deal. Totally fine. So we're going to stick their ears on our body. And so this is where I'm going to actually bring in my Dremel. This is a 1/8 of an inch drill bit. If you go ahead, totally skip this part if you want. Like if you don't have access to the Dremel or the wire, whatever, you can just not do the wire and just glue the ears themselves directly onto the body. Not a big deal. I like my things to be a little more secure, so that's why I do it this way. And we're just going to go ahead. Put the holes in. So like so, it's got the 2 holes there. And to keep this simple, and to make life a little easier, I'm just going to take, this is a little bit thicker wire than the ones that were in the ears. And I'm just using this as a placeholder. Honestly, that's all this is. And I'm actually, here, I'm just going to cut off some of this because we don't need all of it. These are not going to stay like this. Again, these are just placeholders. It's just thicker wire. But I wanted placeholders for where my holes are so that I can stick the ears back in where the holes. So now I'm going to continue to wrap like so. But that way I can also still find where the holes are for my ears. So it's just kind of thinking a little bit ahead of the box there. We're just going to finish our twine all the way around. When it comes to the ear part, we're going to go in a small portion of this. We're just going to cut off the little bit extra here. Sorry, you do get glue all over your fingers. But again, it's not like it's going to burn me though, because it's not hot glue, so it's okay. So now that looks awesome, right? He looks like a little bug. Super cute. But what we're going to do is just pull that out. We are going to put, let's shorten these just a little bit. Put some glue on this. And it's going to go right in that placeholder. Same thing with this one. And there are little ones a little bit taller than the other, but I kind of like that. It's a little different. So that's going to be the back. That's going to be the front. If you're really worried about them not matching, like you can totally, pull this out a little bit more, push this one in a little bit more. There's all different. There we go. Super cute. All right, like so. Now I want to do his feet. We got to do his feet. But before I do totally on his feet, I want to do some felt on his bottom. And I went ahead, the same method I did with the ears, I just cut a circle until I got to about where I wanted for his bottom. Again, I cut out the hard felt on the bottom. This one, maybe need to just cut just a little bit more. Just be careful not to cut too much because I have to start over and add back to it. There we go. He's got a nice little soft bottom there. Now, I think he needs feet. We need some feet. As again, I did the same method with the ears. I made a foot, and this one was it's just an oval, more oval than round. So basically, I want his feet to come like so. So we did that. So I take this magic, and I magically I turn this into this is the hard felt. Now we're gonna take our twine again. I kind of got a little bit of a method going on here, so I take again the glue and do just the outside, and it will become relevant in a minute. Like I said, this is very glue all over the place. I'm going to start here on the long end, and we're just going to start to wrap it around, getting it in the glue. You're going to get glue all over yourself. This is not a clean project, so if you like staying clean, this may not be the project for you. Or what you could do, instead of doing like I'm doing this, you could just do the felt feet without doing the cord on them. And then we put more glue in the middle. Basically, you just go around and you fill it in. Just pushing it down, shaping it, pushing it down, shaping it, till fill it all the way in. And then you kind of just shape it out. Sometimes it rounds itself out a little bit, so I like to squeeze it back in there to make it more back to oval, because it definitely likes to go round versus oval. And then if I have any overhang after it's dry, I'll just come back and cut that. So, not a problem. So that's his little foot. And then when you have two of them, those are his little feet. But I think I want to make little pads on his feet. I think we want to make little pads on his feet. On his feet, I've got this DAS, and I found it at Hobby Lobby. I think they have it at Michael's too, but I'm not sure. It's just air dry clay, is all it is air dry clay. And so I just want to make little bitty, baby little rounds. So I just take a little pinch of it. Like I said, so we want 3 little rounds for the top of his foot. Alright, so that's his toes. Now we need a bigger one for this part here. And basically this is air dry clay, so once it dries, right now it's still pliable, then I'll just make sure that they get glued on. There we go. Perfect. On his little body. So how cute is that, you guys, right? That is adorable. All right, so I'm just gonna put him like this, so you're not gonna be able to see him very much. I do also want to give him a tail, because, you know, bunnies have to have little tails, right? These are 3/4 of an inch pom-poms. So I wanted to give him a really big tail. There we go. That's so cute. Okay. Finishing touches on our little bunny here, you guys. Finishing touches. So what we still need to do is he still needs a face. And the reason I put the feet on and the ears before I did the face is because I wanted to see where we were going to put the face in the first place. So there's that. I wanted to see how big his face needed to be. So I've got these. These are actually, they're called, I believe they're doll eyes. These are actually for eyes for like stuffed animals or whatnot. And basically it's a half round on a plank or a longer piece. And then this little clear piece goes on the inside of the stuffed animal, and this piece goes on the outside, and then it squishes together so it holds the little eyeball in place. Well, honestly, I just want the little ball piece. That's all I want. So I just took, you know, this is basically use what you got. So I had these, and I wanted part of them. So I'm just going to take my wire cutters here, and we're just going to cut that little piece off. So I end up with the little ball piece. So that's all I need. There's 2 little half balls. Or, you know, you can use felt. You can just, you know, draw on with a marker. You know, totally do whatever you want to do. Here, I need a brace to kind of hold him up a little bit here, right? Again, kind of using what I got. So we're kind of making this work. So we're going to stick his little eyes on there. Let's grab my tacky glue. I like these for eyes because they definitely will kind of stand out a little bit. You know, you could also use beads or sequences if you can find little black sequences to use. Those would probably work too. There we go. How cute is that? Right? He looks adorable. And, you know, because I didn't use hot glue, I can kind of move them around. This white will disappear because it will dry. No big deal. All right, kind of try and push those off to the side. Now he needs a nose, right? He needs a nose. Maybe give him a little whiskers. I have this 22 gauge wire, and I think we're just gonna cut this brace here. Just gonna cut a couple pieces of this. Okay, so he's got his little whiskers, kind of a little bit wild and crazy right now, but it's okay. Now let's give him a little nose. I've got these little 1/4 inch, or they might even be 1/8 of an inch. I think they might be 1/8 of an inch little pom-poms. And we're just gonna give him a little pink nose. Just gonna add to him a little bit there. All right, now, how cute is that, you guys? That is so cute. He's adorable now at this point. Now, I want to do something a little bit up on the top of his head. I was kind of thinking something simple. We're just going to take, this is 1/8 of an inch ribbon. It's kind of an off-white color. I kind of like it. I'm going to do like I did, like do like little finger bows. We're just going to wrap it around 2, 3, we'll go four times wrapping around my fingers. End on the opposite side there, like so. Cut that off. Create the center here. I'm gonna wrap it around twice and then tie it in the back. I don't want it to be that long. Sorry about this, I'm just kind of get it to where I want it to go. Then we're going to glue it on top of his head. And then to finish that off, I've got these little baby flowers. How cute are these? I'm always on the lookout for little mini flowers, you guys. Always looking out for little mini flowers because they come in handy for little projects, just like this. Actually, I'm gonna do I wonder if this third one would actually make sense to put the little third one on there. If I don't like it, I can take it off. That is so cute, you guys. How cute is that? Little wood egg, little bunny. They were perfect for tier trays, perfect for little displays and everything like that. They were so cute. They would look even cuter on like a little window seal. And you can do different sizes. The little wooden eggs come in different sizes. This is the larger wooden egg. And then there's like a medium, and then there's a little smaller one as well. Keep on coming back for more. The Purple Penguin Craft Room, and happy crafting.